Good evening. I'm Scott Racker, the Executive Director of Character Counts, and I want to thank each and every one of you for assisting us in our exercise in character to see what you do when the fire alarm goes off and wait to do what the security people tell you and follow their directions. I believe all of us have demonstrated the 6 pillars worthy enough now that we can move along with our program, and I do appreciate your patience with that. It really is an honor to have you with us this evening as we gather to fulfill our mission to recognize, enhance, and sustain the positive qualities of Iowans in order to promote civility through character development. And tonight, it's all about recognizing the positive qualities of Iowans. As we prepare to recognize these outstanding Iowans, it's also important for us to take a moment and recognize our partners, the partners that make the Iowa Character Awards happen possible through their demonstration of the pillar of citizenship, corporate citizenship. We're humbled by their dedication to the success of our mission through their thoughtful and generous contributions that strengthen our organization, our communities, and our state. We owe them a tremendous amount of gratitude and appreciation, and they are, as you see behind me, Register Media, KDSM Fox 17, Hy-Vee, the Iowa Bankers Association, SIPCO and their member systems, WHO News Radio, and KISS FM. Could you please join me in giving them a round of applause? After reviewing all of this year's nominees for the Iowa Character Awards, I continue to be impressed with the quality of the outstanding Iowans who are nominated. Our nominees truly are inspiring, and not just to their family and friends who are with them here tonight, but to all of us who've had the privilege to look at those nominations and know them through that nomination process. It took more than 50 Iowans who volunteered their time to formally review all of the nominations and to select this year's Iowa Character Award recipients. Those individuals' names are all listed in your program, and many of them are here with us this evening. And I would just like to ask if any of you served on the Iowa Character Awards Selection Committee to please stand and let us acknowledge and recognize your efforts. Please join me in thanking these great people. Now, you may have noticed that there is a camera in the back of the room, and we are proud to continue our partnership with Mediacom. They will be airing the awards portion of tonight's event on Mediacom 22, and you can check our Facebook page or go to our website at charactercountsiniowa.org to find the complete listing of times. Joining me on stage will be 2 of our Iowa Character Counts and Iowa board members, Dr. Denise Jones and Dr. Don Adams, who are going to come up and join me, and our MC, who's going to be presenting the weather on KDSM Fox 17 and WHO TV tonight at 9 and 10 o'clock, says it's going to be a little bit like this all the way through the fair. And here's what I find interesting, right? So he's originally from Fort Dodge, another Character Counts Community Award winner. He grew up with the 6 pillars in some regard, and he learned a valuable character lesson when he was young. He learned that it really did work if you called 911 for the emergency people to come to your house. Please welcome our new friend and our MC, Brett McIntyre. Brett, thanks for being with us. Sorry, I had to bring that in.
Who knew? I just thought Rescue 911 was just a TV show. I don't know where we got that idea, but thanks to Scott for introducing me. I just give a few words here before we get started. One of the things that we hear a lot sometimes in community when we talk about great people and great leaders that, you know, this person or that person, you know, they were just kind of born with this. They're born with a knack for doing whatever it is that they're doing. And then we turn around at the same time and we tell everyone that they can be whatever it is that they want to be. But that equation just doesn't exactly add up. If you can be whatever you want to be, then obviously the people that do go on and succeed, they weren't born with it. They were made, and they were made with the help of most of the people that are here tonight. So I want to start by thanking all of you, one, for having me, and for all of the work that you've done. Or maybe there's somebody here that you need to thank for the reason that you are here, but Why don't you give you all yourselves a round of applause, because I think you guys are the real stars helping develop these great leaders and great pillars in the community. All right, so we'll go ahead and we're going to get started. We're going to start the awards program tonight with the Educator of Character Award. And this award is presented to an educator who teaches and models the 6 pillars of character and has impacted students through innovative character development and education in their subject areas.
I nominated Mr. Jeske because I consider it a privilege to work with someone as principal who is passionate about helping kids become not just smart, but also become very good. He's concerned about the whole child, their physical well-being, their academic well-being, their emotional well-being. You know, on a daily basis, the principal is responsible for dealing with a lot of student behaviors. And I consider it fortunate to work with someone who cares about the reason why students behave the way that they do. Mr. Jeske isn't quick to just give judgment to kids. He takes the time to get to know what is the reason behind why they're behaving the way that they are. And rather than just give consequences, he then tries to help fix whatever those problems are that are precipitating the behavior.
I try to promote here just an attitude of caring. I try to do it with my staff. I do it with kids. I want them to know that there are people that care for them, that are going to help them, that are more than just adults that are trying to, put rules on them that they don't want to follow. Something I've done since I became principal was at the high school. I started a character and leadership class, and that was. Actually, it was a curriculum that I got from a Character Counts training, and I was dealing with a group of boys up there, and they were getting in a lot of trouble, and I would spend a lot of time in my office talking to them, and I thought, why don't I try to be more proactive and so we actually made a class that they could get credit for, but they visited with me every day in class for 45 minutes, and we went through the character and leadership curriculum, trying to give them those skills that they needed to be successful. And then when I came down here to the middle school, I was trained in the Y-Tribe program, and that is similar, but it's different. I find it a lot easier to influence middle school kids than I found it to be high school. They're a little more set in their ways.
Mr. Jeske is just very good at being human. He is very visible with his struggles, and so he is able to relate to students and parents and staff members because he doesn't expect things from them that he's not willing to do himself, and very understanding of how life circumstances can affect us all, whether it be as teachers or as parents or even as students.
I do believe character is the most important thing that we can teach kids, and that will continue to be a passion of mine. And once again, I know I wouldn't have got this award if it wasn't for the awesome people that I work with on a daily basis who are willing to give to kids and to each other, and it makes my job very, very easy.
So congratulations to Scott Jeske, the 2014 Educator of Character Award winner. Next, we have the School of Character Award, and this is presented to a school that has developed, sustained comprehensive character development initiatives to positively impact the culture and climate at their school.
When I found out that Clear Creek was going to be awarded this character award for the state, I was so proud of all of the work that's gone on in this building and all of the efforts with the children and how they have adapted and adopted these practices. It really has to do with the intentional work of the adults who have really guided them through the process of learning to be a good citizen, learning to be a good helper, learning to be responsible for themselves, even when things are difficult to be responsible for yourself in. But being able to do that is what you see every day.
We've been doing character counts and PBIS, which is Positive Behavior Instructional Supports, together we started, I believe, in 2007. So we've been doing it for about 7 or 8 years. And they just mesh, and it's not a program for us, it's just a way of life at Clear Creek.
We work hard at stressing service here at Clear Creek. We have grade level service projects. We do our Christmas food drive, lots of different celebrations for helping others.
So we make a big deal out of service. We have over 50 high school kids that come back and mentor our younger kids, and those were kids that were possibly mentored as well. We've had that program for about the last 4 years. We also feed 30 families at Christmas, and every student has a part of that, and every classroom is a team, and they wrap a box, and then they get to put part of the food in the box, and then our family service coordinator distributes those to families that are in need.
I think we intentionally, at times, do the teaching of the pillars of character, but it doesn't feel like we need to do much of that because we just see them demonstrating it with helping each other and being kind to adults and students. We have great leadership, great staff, great students, very supportive families in the community, and it just feels like everything comes together for the good of the kids, which is why we're here.
Just walking through the hall, I've seen a 5th grade boy see a kindergartner, like have fear on their face or maybe even tears, and they don't hesitate to stop and, check with that. Maybe it's someone they don't even know, but they stop, they check with them to see what's wrong, maybe guide them to the office if they're lost, but they don't just walk on by. They take care of whatever problem needs to be taken care of, and if they don't know how to handle it, they get an adult, but they don't just ignore it.
Very proud to say I teach here, and that we've all impacted these kids and the adults that we teach with too in very positive ways. Very excited to be here, and it's a great place to come to work. I love coming here every day, and it's a very positive place.
We decided we would focus all our new signs and our painting and all of that around character counts. So you can follow each character and their color down the hallway to find the specific place you're looking for. And we have each of the words that are associated with each of them above the doors so that the kids see that word, know what that word is as they go through our building too.
And everybody at Clear Creek is working very hard to make sure that children are growing into responsible and respectful young men and women.
We created a Happy video, and it's from the song Happy. Once we publicized that, showed it to staff, and then it went out on YouTube, we had over 2,500 views in the first day. And people were emailing us from as far away as Texas that said, "We saw your video, it was great, sure gives us a picture of what your school is about."
Might sound crazy what I'm about to say, but sometimes she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that can go to space with the air like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy up alone if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy up alone if you feel like happiness is the truth.
So congratulations to Clear Creek Elementary School, the 2014 School of Character. Next up, we have the School District of Character Award, and this is going to be presented to a district that has developed and sustained comprehensive character development initiatives to positively impact the climate and culture at the schools throughout their district.
IS3 is Iowa Safe and Supportive Schools. It's a grant that Ottumwa High School received in 2011 to help our school climate and school achievement. When we first did the survey on IS3, we scored a 17 back in 2011, which is a score based on how students respond to how engaging our building is, the physical environment, and how safe our school is. And over the 3 years that we took that survey, we went from a 17 to a 24, which is a big improvement. We've changed hundreds of students' perceptions of our building.
The 10 Standards for Success came about as a result of our data review of our Safe and Supportive Schools surveys. And we discovered that we were lacking in student-to-student relationships, student-to-teacher relationships, and needed to do something about it right away. These are on our walls right out in the hallway, and you would see them out there, and a lot of them deal with respect. You know, respect for self, respect for others' property, respectful use of technology, those types of things. And honestly, those things have been the cornerstone that we have been able to improve our climate on. They really have been, and we feel very good about the progress that our students have made.
I started here 5 years ago. Well, this will be my 6th year coming up, and it's just a completely different place. And I have so much fun coming to work every day, and I love the people I work with and the kids that I work with. And I've noticed that kids are no longer so negative to each other. I notice a lot more kids reaching out to people who really aren't their friends in the school, in the classroom, and in the hallways. I see kids helping people, like when they fall on the stairs, I don't see as many people laughing anymore. I see a lot of kids choosing different partners in class. When I said they could pick their partners, they're not so apt to go pick their best friend anymore. They're a lot more comfortable with everybody in the classroom.
I've noticed many different changes in the Ottumwa High School, whether it's the colors on the walls or pep assemblies in general. People just have a lot of school spirit, and things are changing for the better.
Everyone in the school, all the students, the teachers, administration, and even the community, we've all worked really hard to bring us all together and to have a good name beside Ottumwa High School.
With the Safe and Supportive Schools grant that the high school received and some of the initiatives they were taking on, it really started to spill over into our middle school and elementary school. And we decided as a district that we needed to prioritize our values and instill those into all of our students through action and teaching and modeling. And so we put together a pre-K-12 effort to look at characteristics of what we wish our students to be when they graduate. And those characteristics really centered around being a responsible community member, a respectful individual, and a compassionate role model. And so we looked for ways to teach that and to provide our students experiences with those 3 traits within our schools and throughout our community.
The middle school has developed standards for success where we define for students what it means to be respectful and responsible and compassionate members of society, and those are posted and taught by teachers throughout the year. And we honor students who display those characteristics with a principal's coin.
Principal's coin is one way that students can be recognized for their good character. If they just stand out or they do something that deserves an award, then they are awarded the principal's coin.
I know at the elementary level, we also have, each elementary has defined those character traits and honor students in a variety of ways. At Liberty Elementary, we call them Bulldog Believers, and we honor those kids weekly with an award that have demonstrated those traits in the classroom and in our community.
We've done a lot of things in our school to improve ourselves and our pride and just the community in general, and it helps us know that we're being recognized and that what we're doing is actually working and helping students and the community.
I think that we're focusing on more things that will help the community and the elementary schools and the middle school, just to bring us all as one, just as one school district in Ottumwa.
We try our best to involve the student body and to involve the community and to benefit the community, and to know it's paying off is great.
I just think it's very important for people that aren't in the school system every day just to know that we are making tremendous gains within our climate as well as achievement with our graduation rate. And they just might not see that since they're not in school every day, but we are being successful and we are making gains, and I think that's important for them to see.
We are committed to making a difference in our culture and climate now, and that this is going to be felt not just by this group of kids, but hopefully for generations to come now.
Congratulations to the Ottumwa School District, the School District of Character for 2014.
Congratulations, Andy. Congratulations. Good to see you. Thank you. Great to see you again. You're going to have to stand us back. All right. We'll gather in here. Okay. Great job. So we can see you. There you go. There you go.
Get me in the middle since I had a statue.
All right, well, we're going to continue to widen the scope a little bit here. We're going to go next to the Community of Character Award, and that's presented to an Iowa community that's developed a comprehensive, sustained, community-wide initiative to support the 6 pillars of character.
It's clearly evident that New Hampton is one of the great examples of a community of character in Iowa. You know, when you drive through New Hampton, you see the 6 pillars of character on the signs in front of the school and the swimming pool. Trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, and citizenship. And for the people that I talk to in New Hampton, those are more than just words on the billboards that they have. It's what they really want to embrace and enrich in the lives of their young people. So through their school engagement and the full community engagement, we're very honored to have New Hampton be recognized as the community of character this year.
You know, it's cool because you can really see the whole community buy-in. It's not just the kids. You see it when my preschoolers come home and they learn the Pledge of Allegiance and they learn the Character Counts Pledge. And they're so proud of themselves when they remember it all. And then it forces us parents to talk to them about what those different pillars mean. And it's just really good. But we also see it in the community and business owners sporting their Character Counts shirts and taking part in the activities that we do.
One thing we do differently than the state and the National Institute of Character Counts is we always celebrate Character Counts Week in May. And the reason that we do that is we like to have a culminating activity every year for Character Counts. So after we have celebrated each pillar, focused on a pillar a month, at the end of the year we have 7 days of celebrating Character Counts.
To promote Character Counts, we have signage all over town. We have a lot of participation during Character Counts Week in particular. A lot of community-based, giving back to the community basically, that the students help folks who need help with yard work. I had several classes this year on Go Green Day, cleaning up around Main Street buildings.
One of the things that impressed me the most, and I've seen in numerous times in New Hampton, is our health and wellness trail that has 6 pillars of character along the trail, so families not only can do wellness activities but think a little bit about good character as they enjoy that trail. They were one of the cutting-edge communities in our state to tie good character with health and wellness.
A lot of the signs are not just in our school. They are in our Chickasaw Wellness Complex, which is a fairly new facility that we built a few years ago as a community, where it's very important that kids remember, you know, the pillars and they see them. They're in our parks. They're in businesses around town, so when kids are with parents. And you know, it's not just reminding kids of the values of Character Counts, it's reminding our whole community and adults especially too. So they're everywhere, which is good.
When we developed Character Counts, it was in 1998, and that was back when Kay Augustine worked for the Institute, and she came up and helped us develop our mission statement, our goals, and our action plan, and then helped us organize our task force. And right from the start, she said, Linda, you will not be successful with this if you don't bring the community in. Right now, the community of New Hampton has bought into the Character Counts program as our means of becoming a wonderful community, of helping all our citizens become people of character. We're not there yet, and we're very humbled by this award. Very humbled, because like any community we have issues, we have difficulties, and we feel like we need the Character Counts program to continue on that journey to becoming a wonderful community.
It bridges a gap between what's taught in school and then the community at large. It gives us a common language to be able to communicate with the kids. It gives us tools as community members to work with the students in what they're learning currently about character education and learning in general. We all know that character counts in New Hampton, and we all love it.
Not only in Iowa, but nationally, New Hampton has become a real model of a community of character. It's probably, without question, one of the most sustainable character counts initiatives at the community level across the country, with over a decade of commitment to enriching the lives of young people and the entire community who embrace and practice the 6 pillars of character.
A great congratulations to all of the citizens of New Hampton, the Community of Character for 2014. Okay, next up we have the Organization of Character Award, and this will be presented to an organization that embodies and demonstrates the 6 pillars of character in its culture and climate.
I can't tell you how much this organization means to me, and I am so excited for her and happy for her winning this award. 5 years ago, I decided as a basketball coach we'd start raising funds to help for materials and for mailing, and we were fortunate enough to do that. I'm hoping that this next year I will also do the same thing with my coaching and get my team to raise money for Betty Nielsen and the quilts. Betty and her husband are both former servicemen. I mean, they've served. She does this entirely without pay. All the Freedom Quilters volunteer their time. And once I met her, I became convinced that I am going to do fundraising and work for her for the rest of my life.
It got started right after 9/11. In fact, it started the night on 9/11. The tragedy that I was watching on television just hit my heart, and I felt a need to reach out to those families that were hurting.
After 9/11, after the Twin Towers went down, Betty was watching them on TV and she wanted to do something. She didn't know what, so she started making quilts. That's what she thought, sending blocks to different people. And then finally we started making quilts, the completed quilt. And one thing led to the other, and here we are today.
She since has expanded to military families and has handed out and provided well over 6,000 personalized quilts to families to help comfort them in their loss.
Every year in April she has presentation to the families of the fallen soldiers, and you see those people, and I mean it is such a terrible tragedy in their lives to lose one of their loved ones. And when they see that the people that they didn't even know felt enough compassion for them to make a quilt for them, and such a personal quilt, that it helps them.
It's touching. People cry. I mean, the first time I was here, it's just too emotional for me. I mean, they tell about how they wrap themselves in the quilts and how they feel that people love them, that they care about their pain.
It's just good to know that you're giving comfort to families, and a piece of you is going. I hand quilt mine. I love to quilt, so every time I sit and do one, I just feel like part of me is going somewhere to give somebody comfort.
It makes you feel good, especially when we see how the families appreciate these quilts. And we have a good time together. It's fun to meet with the different ladies from different areas, and we just have a good time together while we're working, and it's kind of uplifting.
If I don't come at least once a week, I get withdrawal. I really do, because they're a fun group. Very much so.
This is a great way to help
and we have a lot of fun.
I like it. It's fun. We have a good time, and plus we're doing a good deed.
Betty and Danny are very dedicated to this ministry. Their hearts are really in it. They give of themselves so much for this ministry, and they have such a deep feeling of support for the veterans and their families.
It needs to be spread, the news of what they're doing, because it's such a wonderful thing that they're doing.
I just love every moment I'm working with her. I love to quilt. She's such a caring, giving, generous Christian woman that she's been a real joy in my life.
Once you meet this lady and realize the passion and the care that she has, every quilt she does is done with a touch of love from her. And it's an amazing thing.
We're not doing it for the recognition. We're doing it for the family members.
These quilts do touch every single one of these families, and just the tears alone when we receive some of the letters from the families, it is making a difference. It is showing that the country is united and that people, strangers, are caring enough that they want to do something special for these families. And believe it or not, it does make a huge difference.
Congratulations to Freedom Quilts of Fonda organization. As Scott mentioned earlier, there's a large number of nominations that are submitted each year that illustrates how Iowans demonstrate character each and every day. And we're pleased to have several Iowa Character Award nominee and honorable mention recipients here tonight joining us. So congratulations on being recognized for your strength of character. We're going to start with a couple of our honorable mention recipients. So you go ahead and stand, and as I announce your name, we'll give you some applause, and then we'll go through the rest of the nominees as well. So for our honorable mention recipients, Tanner Johansson, Deanne Munt, and Barb Tigas. And for the rest of our nominees, we have Scott Arnson, Catherine Custis, Kathy Gray, Truya Mingtus Hardini, Susan Hope, Taylor Michaels, Tyler Sievertson, Ryan Stoner, and Life Connections. Congratulations to the 2014 nominees. The Citizen of Character Awards are presented to both a youth and an adult whose actions demonstrate and model continuous commitment to the 6 pillars of character.
Rose coordinated a group of students that first began with kind of a core group. It was called Students Out Serving, SOS, and they wanted to get a school-wide community service day. Spent hours and hours researching, looking at other schools who had done it, and then moved to implementation, which was actually a very big deal. She first had to present to our building leadership team, and then they did not know if they could get the building on board, so then she presented on her own to the entire faculty, and then beyond that created a website, contacted businesses and people in the community, had people sign up for service that needed to be done, and then coordinated and got every single student and teacher a place and location in the community to do service for one full day.
I know it took Rose a lot of effort to make the spreadsheets and log the different items that people called into the school about for their service projects, if it was raking or painting their garage. Rose is very responsible. I can count on her in many ways, and she is a leader at church. I know she's a leader at school, and at home, like I said, she's taken over the house this summer actually for me, so that's been a good bonus.
I think that we wanted to do this because other schools go out and help in their community and ours didn't. And so we wanted to make something where we as kids can go out and help other people in our community and make it a better place.
We've been in severe drought conditions for 2 years. And of course, the day that this was planned, we had 3 days of nonstop rain and below record temperatures, of course. It was close to the end of the school year. There was no way to reschedule it. And this is where you really see a person's character come out, because some students would have been defeated, would have been destroyed, done, I've had it. And that was the exact opposite reaction that Rose had. Immediately, she was concerned about the people who had signed up for projects. She was worried that if people really had a need there. I remember one story in particular. She talked about a woman who had suffered a stroke and had needed this yard work done. And it was stuff that she normally could do for herself. This year, she couldn't. Rose was trying to organize students to go out and do this service project on their own outside of school time, organizing groups of kids with teachers to complete projects. And that is that moment for me when I see what a kid is really made out of. And it was amazing. Before the end of the school day, she had already coordinated one group of students to go out and do a service project after school that afternoon.
At home and in the community, I've seen Rose handle situations very well. She's constantly thinking of other people, and that's a good trait to have regardless of what situation she would be in. When she worked on the service project day, I guess I became as excited as she was, because I know that helping people is something that she actually enjoys.
My group, we came up with this project, and we really wanted something that was going to help other people and something that the school could do for years to come. I just met with my principal the other week, and we talked about how we already have a date and set in stone for it, what we're going to do this year, and we talked about what our plans will be to continue the day.
I have a really unique position where I get to see a lot of great kids doing great things every day, but it says something exceptional about Rose in the way that she stood out. I just think that whatever she does in life, she'll be successful, and it's because she does everything for the right reasons.
Having good character shows other people what kind of person you are, and I think that it's amazing to be even nominated for this award. I am so thankful.
Congratulations to Rose Eichid of Carroll. And now we'll meet the Adult Citizen of Character Award recipient.
51 years ago, this August, I was at the March on Washington, standing at the foot of the Lincoln Memorial. And I'll always remember the riveting words of Dr. King when he said he hopes to live and see a day when people will be judged by their character, not by the color of their skin. He was talking about his children, he was talking about me, and some 50 years later, he's talking about my kids. So frequently I have stepped out boldly, sometimes where places others refused to go. If I saw a situation that needed some kind of response, I sometimes would step out. Sometimes I would fall and stumble and scratch my knee and make a fool out of myself. Other times people would join me with in the endeavor.
My father is a man with impeccable character, very high morals and principles, and is a very outstanding citizen. I nominated him because he practices those characteristics in his everyday lifestyle, and whether that means he goes out of his way to help someone else or fight for someone else's benefits or stick up for someone else, my father will be there and be present. And so for that reason, I believe he is an outstanding Iowa citizen with impeccable character.
Oftentimes in my life I have marched to the beat of a different drum. Sometimes I was the only person marching, and sometimes the drum only had one drumstick. But nonetheless, I always looked at situations, whether there was a moral imperative to respond or not. And oftentimes I posed the following question to myself: if not me, then who? If not me, why not? So I don't always go with the flow, go with the crowd. Sometimes that's an easy venue to take. Other times it's hard to march by yourself.
My family and I have great family friends that live in Africa. Bishop Samuel Penny and his family. Bishop Samuel Penny has told my family of refugees that have had to seek shelter at a refugee camp because of all the violence surrounding their home area. And my father has reached out and sent money their way and food, and we have sent prayers their way to make sure that they know that they're not alone. People are very joyful when they're in his presence, and they're excited to see him, and they're happy that he's around. So there's a lot of positive reinforcement coming from the community.
Well, quite frankly, initially when one of the staff members from Character Counts called me, I posed the following query to the woman, the staff person. I said, this surely must mean I was the only nominee if I received the award. She told me I wasn't, but I'm still not convinced. So that being said, even if I was the only nominee, it's a great honor, something which I really question whether I deserve or not. Always aspiring to be more than what I've been. I'm far from getting there yet, even this in the winter of my life. So I was pretty blown out of the water, as we used to say.
I just think people need to know that my father is a very special man with very high morals, impeccable character, and a very generous, warm-spirited, warm-hearted individual.
Congratulations to Milton Cole Duval of West Des Moines. All right, next, this category always fascinates me, the growing applications that we continue to see in this area. It's the Service Dog of Character Award, presented to a service dog that shows great character.
Puppy Jake Foundation started in February of 2013. We've got 12 dogs in our program right now in various levels of training. We have several that will graduate this October, some in April of next year, and we are picking up to 13 more yet this fall.
What I know about Puppy Jake is several things. One, they're a wonderful organization that helps veterans, not just with mobility issues, but also mental issues, maybe TBI or PTSD. Social interactions. They're a nonprofit organization, meaning that they give these dogs to veterans free of charge. And price really for a service dog today is between $20,000 and $30,000 for the training. And so these people volunteer in their time and efforts, and then just literally give these dogs to wounded veterans.
Puppy Jake is 4 years old. He is being retrained. He did not do well in kind of his first go around with some service dog training. And I started Puppy Jake Foundation because the most important thing to me is that the service dogs are well trained so that they do the very best they can for the veterans that they're going to. The need for military veteran service dogs is very, very high. We only work with military.
I have a lot of problems with PTSD, enough so that a lot of days I'm really not even able to go to my folks' house for an evening supper when they invite, you know, my wife and kids over. I've done some training because I just wanted to see if it was going to work for me, and it has proven quite positive in that retrospect. It's kind of given me a point where situations like this, I don't have an issue. You know, it's beyond my realm of not just experience but comfort. But yet, for them, I am more than happy to do it because of how well they treat veterans and what they are doing for them, and giving them a new life.
Puppy Jake Foundation has partnered with Character Counts in Iowa, and we've collaborated on a coloring book. And it features Puppy Jake himself demonstrating all 6 pillars of character. And it will be such that elementary school kids will be able to color the book and learn what a service dog does as opposed to a pet, and how the character traits are very important for a dog as well as they are, you know, as a young child.
Jake is being trustworthy by staying inside of his yard. He is also being loyal. Jake is showing respect for all animals, even the ones who are different than him. Jake is showing responsibility by using self-control and not eating a steak. Jake is showing fairness by sharing a stick. Jake is being caring by helping others. Jake is practicing good citizenship by helping take care of his community.
I think about pursuing victory with honor. I think about the Bulldog Way and Drake Athletics. And I think from the facilities management staff to the head coaches to the student athletes that have been actively engaged with the Character Counts in Iowa framework of utilizing Seeds of Success to middle schoolers to the Pursuing Victory with Honor Summit hosted at the Knapp Center. Every time you come in contact with somebody at Drake Athletics, you know you're working with somebody that is pursuing victory with honor.
Drake University really is a special place, and I think the Bulldog Way exemplifies how special it really is.
The entire athletics department, the whole family, our student athletes, our coaches, our staff, over 400 people have made a commitment to the Bulldog Way. And we've made a commitment together about how we're going to live our values at Drake, how we're going to actualize our mission, and how we're going to create a culture of excellence and ethics. So we call it our touchstone. It is really the foundation of who we are and how we're going to act out our mission at the university. We actually sign the Bulldog Way. We have a huge blow up of the Bulldog Way. And once we started doing that, we started to see change within our organization. We started to see that internally.
This was never intended to be outward face. It was never intended to be a motto that was to the public. It was all internal, and it is. Just recently, because of the impact that it's making, it's starting now to be turned outwardly, and more of the public is starting to hear about it. So it's something that, again, it drives us to be better, but it's never intended to be something that is a slogan or a motto.
The Bulldog Way, you know, the very first line talks about doing things with integrity, and that's really the way we've tried to approach every single day. Whether it's on the field, whether it's in training, whether it's in the classroom, whether it's how you behave on a Saturday night, our guys have chosen to, I don't want to use perhaps higher purpose, but they understand that they're part of something bigger. When you walk by the touchstones that are around the department and you look at it, or I've got a copy of it on my desk and I look at it every day as I sit there working, you know, by the computer, it reminds you of why you're here and what you're trying to do, and that it's different than what everyone else does, and we're excited about that.
The Seeds of Success program is a unique program that our players get to go into the community, a lot of the junior high schools in the Des Moines area, and really teach them how to be better people. It's not just an educational piece where they are going in and they're talking about being a role model, but they're also talking about how you deal with stress, how you make sure that you always have integrity.
I remember being in their position and always looking up to the people who were in high school or seniors and just being in awe. And seeing a Division I athlete was even more of an awe.
So with Seeds of Success, we're trained to go and talk to younger kids about character and what it's like to be a Division I athlete and what it means, you know, how to get there and how to uphold good character from the time that you're little to the time that you're in this big stage and playing for a Division I program or any kind of program. And the cool part was, for me going through this program, was one, getting to learn more about character and getting to learn more about how to present those character traits and how to talk to younger kids, but then also going and being able to do what we have just learned and talked about. And it was really cool to go out into the schools and just talk to the kids.
You can only do so much in 1 hour, and the power of the jersey definitely gets the attention of the students in the classroom, but that's not going to help the seed germinate. That's just going to plant a seed, and that's why it's called Seeds of Success. And that program actually has a whole backdrop to it that is for the teachers in the classroom to help continue that activity.
We have the power to influence, and I think we need to use our power to influence kids to be gung-ho about education, other hobbies and sports, and all the things that make us dedicated, stay out of trouble, and have successful lives.
Drake Athletics loves having people of character in the program. We act with integrity. That's the first line of our Bulldog Way, and that is something that is absolutely never compromised. So it fits right in with people's character, and every program has their own thing, but character, the character of the people that are in the program, whether it's staff, whether it's in our athletic department or the players on our team, everyone is a high character person.
Congratulations to the Drake University Athletics team.
Thank you all for coming tonight.
The Character Champion Award is presented to an individual who is making a commitment to their community through the use and promotion of the 6 pillars of character.
Well, Bruce Clark is one of a long line of character champions from the Cedar Valley. Bruce currently chairs and has for several years chaired the Cedar Valley Character Counts Coalition and has been an outstanding leader, a real champion for the advancement of character from early childhood to the adult level. Most recently in this last year, Bruce facilitated and helped develop the Ethics Symposium at the University of Northern Iowa and continues to provide leadership on the Cedar Valley Character Awards Initiative.
We have a really active committee for our Character Counts program, and Bruce has always just been the one that has been the stabilizer, always wanting to try something new, always wanting to do something new, has just given our Character Counts effort in the Cedar Valley a real push.
I think we could all agree my dad is a character, along with his attributes that he definitely shows that he is a man of character. Dad has been involved in activities through our school since we were little, through athletic activities, through the Character Counts extension, that he's shown us that it's important to be involved in your community and to have your name out there in a positive light and to be doing things to help our community grow and become better people around our community.
He's not just a person that sits around the table and makes decisions for others. He's very actively involved. He volunteers a lot with those organizations. He's talking positively about those organizations within the community, and he wants others to enjoy that enthusiasm as much as he does.
I think back to a story that my dad told when I was in FFA to a group of FFA members and their parents. And it's a story that stuck with me and it's provided me a lot of guidance and direction over the years. He told about a farmer and his wife that were in a crowd at a commencement ceremony. And as a young member of their family walked across the stage, the farmer leaned over to his wife and said, "Mom, that's the best crop we've ever raised." And that story has helped me determine a lot in my direction when I think about how I should be spending my time, talents, and treasures.
The other thing about Bruce Clark is that he is a man of exemplary character. He really embodies, embraces, and lives the 6 pillars of character in his daily life. I've witnessed this in my interactions with him, and I was thinking just recently about citizenship. And Bruce taking the time to drive all the way from Waterloo down to Des Moines to be part of the Iowa Character Awards selection committee process, and this year doing that after rotator cuff surgery. It certainly is an individual that's a great citizen and giving back to our communities. It's just a great honor to recognize Bruce Clark as our character champion this year.
When I think of Bruce Clark, I think of somebody that's very passionate about what they do. He's very committed. If he says he's going to do something, Bruce comes through. He certainly does it. He is a community-minded person and is always thinking about what's best for his community. And then also, we can't forget about his dedication to his own family. He's very dedicated to his family, and I respect Bruce for all of those things that he has done.
Bruce has always been extremely kind. I've watched him over the years as he's led us with our committee, and he just always puts his best foot forward.
I'm extremely proud of my dad for receiving this character award. He shows a great example to our family, to his grandkids, to his kids, of what a great member of the community should be.
I just think that it's a good thing to get involved with and a good way to spend your time and talents and to help character counts in your community.
Congratulations to Bruce Clark, character champion from Waterloo. The Partner of the Year Award is presented to an organization that actively supports Character Counts in Iowa and embraces and embodies the mission.
Wells Fargo is a natural choice to be our Character Counts Partner of the Year. We've had an opportunity to work with Wells Fargo for many years, first in the programmatic side, where we have used the 6 pillars of character as a lens for Wells Fargo's mission, vision, and value statement that they use in their own organization. Most significantly, though, Wells Fargo, as our corporate partner and volunteer sponsor, provides the volunteers for our events across the community and state.
Well, we are certainly honored and humbled by this prestigious award. I am very excited to obviously be part of Wells Fargo, but also I have a very special place in my heart for Character Counts, as I sit on the board of Character Counts as well. So it's very exciting to be honored with my company to be receiving this award this year.
Well, Wells Fargo supports a variety of different groups, and know many people throughout Wells Fargo that are involved with Character Counts, and really enjoy the opportunity to work with the group. And it really ties in well with our vision and values, because so many of the pillars and our vision and values, there's just a definite mesh between the two. So it's a very natural to volunteer for this organization, because it's very similar to what we do in our jobs. Through Wells Fargo, we have so many opportunities, and it's just our chance to give back to the communities. And you think being a volunteer, you're giving, but actually you get so much more from the experience. I've learned so many lessons over the years through volunteering with Character Counts.
Our employees are a competitive advantage, but we also want to take into consideration the passions that our employees have around the different organizations that they volunteer for. Wells Fargo is huge about having their employees be out in the community, doing the things they're passionate about, balancing that with your work. And so I believe this company is just the fabric of which they're built on, that we need to give back to the communities in which we serve. And they do that by giving every employee 16 hours a year of community service time that they can use to go out into the community and to volunteer for things that they are passionate about.
I enjoy volunteering for lots of different things, but recently I was looking for an opportunity for my husband and I to volunteer something together, and an opportunity came up with the Character Counts All-Star Evening. I guess that was actually 3 or 4 years ago now. So we got hooked. It's incredible to know that I work for a company that supports a passion. We've loved partnering with Character Counts and volunteering with an organization that we believe in, and that just speaks volumes. We're highly encouraged by our managers to use the volunteer time off, and we can even take more time than that on our own, but it's a good chance for our families to do things together. It's a good chance, like I was saying, for my husband and I to get about 4 hours or something together with no kids, no distractions, and we can just focus on something really cool and help out the community.
As our official volunteer sponsor, Wells Fargo employees show up at all of our events to help make our work come to life. One of those that's so exciting is the Exercising Your Character Day with our partner Hy-Vee, and Wells Fargo volunteers show up and help us manage over 8,000 4th and 5th graders in a very energetic day. And every year we've had this, one of the comments we get from the teachers coming back is how wonderful our volunteers were at the event. Our volunteers are Wells Fargo volunteers, and we could not be more proud of that relationship.
Wells Fargo has provided historically more than 150 volunteers for that event alone. So our team members love volunteering for anything that has to do with Character Counts. I mean, it really speaks to their own character as well.
Well, I believe in the vision and the mission of Character Counts. I love what the organization stands for. I love the pillars that they teach. It's great pillars to teach my kids, something that my kids can get involved with and volunteer for as well. So it's just a wonderful organization. So I'm very proud to be part of an organization that is being recognized as a great partner to such a wonderful organization as Character Counts.
I am so proud to volunteer with Character Counts and support what they're trying to do. I'm thankful for the relationships that we've built with the staff. They've been amazing, and it's exciting to see that positive impact they're making in the state of Iowa. And I'm so proud to work for Wells Fargo, for a company that helps us support that passion.
Volunteering with the staff at Character Counts
They're a very small staff, I believe only 8 different team members, but yet they do so many things throughout the community. So we're truly fortunate to have such a great organization to partner with, and it's a lot of fun.
Congratulations to Wells Fargo, Partner of the Year. This will be the final award I'm going to present tonight. We had a few bouts of illness at the station that have kind of taken out my backup, so unfortunately I don't get to stick around with you folks here for the end of the ceremony, but I just want to extend my thanks and from KDSM as well for welcoming here to share in honoring your folks' commitment to your communities, your organization, your schools, and most importantly, your homes, where I think most of this work has been done. So why don't you give you guys another round of applause. This award is named in honor of a young man whose commitment to his community and his passion for character counts was nothing but remarkable. His name was Aaron Eilertz. Aaron received the Community Service Award posthumously in 2009. We then renamed the award to the Aaron Eilertz Community Service Award. It'll be presented to an individual who, like Aaron, is dedicated to community service and positively impacting their community, state, nation, or world. So let's meet the 2014 recipient, Emma Ritkers.
It's been fun to watch Emma do some different service projects over the past 2 years, and it's fun to see her get awarded for her hard work.
I was trying to raise money and food for our Congolese friends, which have just moved around in the Des Moines area. And they didn't have that much food, and they didn't really have that much money to buy it. So I tried to raise 100 food items and $100, but I ended up raising 200 food items and $100. So that was really good.
Emma came up with this fight for food, and she actually did it to surprise me, and so she kept the 100 food items in her closet tucked away behind her clothes, and one night came down to me and said, "Mom, I've got something really exciting I want to show you." And so I walked up to her room, and unbeknownst to me, she had been working on collecting all these food items to give to these Congolese friends that we had met that had just come to the United States.
Well, I decided to do Fight for Food again because I saw that it was a real success, and I thought that it was really helping those people. So 1 year later, I was 8 the first time, and now I was 9. I decided I should do it again, and this time I raised a little bit more than I had last time, like 300 food items and $300.
I've seen Emma become outgoing with this and encouraged, and I think she's seen the effects of what she's done be very positive on people, and the comments she's gotten from these families and the thank yous she's gotten from families, and even the messages she's gotten from people who have helped contribute and encouraging her and thanking her for having this, because while they're willing to give, they wouldn't have thought of doing a project like this.
I think for Emma, it's been a change of perspective. I think being 8, 9, and 10 years old, it's, you know, partly just developmental process that life's kind of all about me, and it's been fun to see Emma think outside that box and think about others and think about what we can do to help others that are in need.
She just continues to look for other things. When she heard that there was a possibility that refugees could go to camp, it was like, oh, what can I do?
Because I knew that they would like to go to camp and it would be really fun for them. And how I did it was I asked people for donations of towels and washcloths and blankets and sleeping bags and just like any, you know, like hotel shampoos and conditioners and soap and body wash, because you know, you're going to need that if you're going to go to camp. And we raised all the money at a family fun night that we did at our church, but we did not have any of the supplies, so we had to get all those supplies for 100 kids, 100 refugee kids to go to camp.
Emma's teacher mentioned to me that it's been fun to see the impact that Emma has had on the students in her classroom. And so she said, when a student does a service project, it shows the rest of the class, hey, I can make a difference. I can change the world, even if it's a little project at a time.
I feel really good because I just think it's so cool that I actually get an award for it, and that makes me feel like I really have been helping people, and I mean, I love helping people, so that's really exciting.
Please welcome Emma to the stage. Congratulations. Seriously, I didn't plan to take this back, but let's, even though he's gone, let's at least acknowledge Brett and his time and being here and adjusting through the time. At this time, it's an honor for me to actually help present the Robert D. Ray Pillar of Character Award. Previous recipients of this award are listed in your program, and I'd encourage you to look at those at some point. They include former Nobel Prize winner Norman Borlaug and Character Counts founder Michael Josephson, as well as Dr. Thomas Lacona and Matt Davidson with the Institute for Excellence in Ethics, who have been so important to our work. There are a couple of past winners with us here tonight. Dr. Don Adams on the stage here, and Jim Mays, who is the first principal to bring Character Counts into the school with Nancy Tixon. So let's give them a round of applause. The Pillar of Character Award is our organization's highest honor. It was presented to Governor Ray in 2003 for his visionary leadership and the fact that he's demonstrated exemplary character in his own life, and his leadership to launch an initiative to impact the lives of others through character. The Ray Awards have been bestowed at both the All-Star Evening to benefit Character Counts and here at the Iowa Character Awards. Tonight's recipient is an individual that I remember vividly sitting down with Governor Ray and this man in 1997, when Governor Ray shared a vision of a lasting legacy to impact the quality of life of Iowans. And he said yes. Please join me in watching this video of this year's recipient of the Robert D. Ray Pillar of Character Award. The Robert D. Ray Pillar of Character Award is our organization's most significant and highest honor that we can bestow. Named in honor of former Governor Ray, it really exemplifies his lifelong commitment to enhance the character of those he's come into contact with, as well as to build the legacy of our organizational work. It's very fitting that this year's recipient is Jim Eipersbach.
I've been involved in Character Counts in Iowa since its inception. It being the wonderful aspiration of Governor Ray to create a legacy following the Iowa sesquicentennial celebration.
From the very beginning, Jim got it. He understood the capacity of helping to support our young people from early childhood all the way to working with adults in the corporate and community environment. And Jim told us that very day he would do whatever he could to help make this vision come alive. And here we are now 18 years later. Jim is a founding board member, the co-chair of our board, leading our efforts with Governor Ray. There would not be a more deserving recipient of the Robert D. Ray Pillar of Character Award for someone committed to helping us advance the mission of our organization than Jim Eipersbach. Jim's the person I see in our office that takes the time to get to know every person and about who they are and what makes them work. He's got a genuine interest in people, but he uses that genuine interest in a positive way to help inspire and drive them to new heights. I'm a better person, and our organization is a better organization because of Jim Eipersbach's inspirational leadership.
Jim hired me after 2-3 years of being here in town to work at the Association of Business and Industry and Government Relations, and really had an impact on how I handled myself in that atmosphere, how you approach people with a level of respect, even if positions might be a little contrary to where we were coming from. Just had a very pragmatic, principled approach to handling not only himself, but how the organization presented itself, and really how, you know, on a broader level, how you handle your own personal affairs. And so through all those different manners and avenues, Jim's had a tremendous impact on my professional and, frankly, my personal life.
One of the outstanding qualities of Jim is he is an exceptional leader. He's challenging and inspirational. He provides critique and questions and direction to help us become better than we are. And what's really outstanding about that is that Jim does that through the 6 pillars of character.
Being a person of good character is just really very fundamental. And it does guide one in their, as you acknowledge, their personal life, their professional life, in their interest in their community and their state and their country. So it's not something I dwell upon. I'm grateful that, that there's been some acknowledgement that I am a person of good character. And so it's just part of who I am, and it guides me almost you know, subconsciously in how I conduct myself.
He is the premier candidate for the Robert D. Ray Pillar of Character Award. I can't think of anyone else who's more deserving. So this is a great nomination and choice.
Please welcome Jim Ebersbach, the recipient of the Robert D. Ray Pillar of Character Award. Don Adams and Jim Mace, I'm truly honored to follow in your footsteps and the footsteps of 21 other wonderful Iowans who have been recognized with this prestigious award. I'm grateful to my family. Rosie, you've done a wonderful job of nurturing and guiding our family, our sons David and Ryan, and now our daughter-in-law Johanna. Rosie was the firstborn of 10 children in her family. So all you children in the audience, listen to your mothers. We grew up in North Dakota, and we're surrounded by loving and large families. Rosie and I together enjoy the love of 150 first cousins. We've lived in Iowa now for 30 years. In my professional and personal work, I've had the opportunity to travel the state extensively. Best I can figure, I've been in approximately 600 of the more than 900 communities in our state. And we are blessed with wonderful people of character that helps all of us be people of character. Like the wonderful Iowans recognized this evening from Eagle Grove and Carroll and Fonda, Ottumwa, Clear Lake, New Hampton, Waterloo, Des Moines, West Des Moines, Clive, and Ankeny. Wonderful citizens and canines of character. Scott, I'm very, very appreciative of your executive leadership. As you acknowledged earlier, you and Governor Ray stopped by back in 1997 and asked if I'd get involved in this important work. I'm convinced, as I've said often, you have been called to do this critically important work. And the people that have joined you, our professional staff, are profound professional leaders, people of exemplary character, and it was acknowledged a few moments ago, we are amazed at all that you do. I'm grateful to Drake University. Character Counts has been a grant-funded institute at Drake since its inception. It was wonderful to recognize the Pursuing Victory with Honor program this morning, or this evening. And it's no surprise because civility itself is at the heart of Drake's statement of principles. They live it. I'm grateful for the board members of Character Counts. It's been an extraordinary experience serving with 24 other board members, building consensus, collaborating,
always being focused on our mission, never having squabbles, but getting things done under the guidance of our wonderful leader, Governor Robert D. Ray. And Governor and Mrs. Ray, I know you're not here with us this evening, but thank you for your lifelong commitment to civility, character, and ethics. All of the people recognized this evening, the citizens of Iowa, people from across the country and around the world who have the privilege of knowing you, express our heartfelt gratitude. Throughout your lives, you have exemplified the ethical values embodied in the 6 pillars of character. We've talked about the character pillars a lot this evening, but take a moment with me to ponder the ethical values embedded in each of them. Trustworthiness, be honest, do not deceive, cheat, or steal, be reliable, do what you say you will do, have the courage to do the right thing, build a good reputation, be loyal, stand by your family, friends, and country. Respect, treat others with respect, follow the golden rule, be tolerant and accepting of differences, use good manners, not bad language, be considerate of the feelings of others, do not threaten, hit or hurt anyone, deal peacefully with anger, insults, and disagreements. Responsibility, do what you are supposed to do, plan ahead, persevere, keep on trying, always do your best, use self-control, be self-disciplined, think before you act, consider the consequences, be accountable for your words, actions, and attitudes, set a good example for others. Fairness, play by the rules, take turns and share, be open-minded, listen to others, do not take advantage of others, do not blame others carelessly, treat all people fairly. Caring, be kind, be compassionate, and show you care, express gratitude, forgive others, help people in need. Citizenship, do your share to make your community better. Protect the environment, obey laws and rules, respect authority, cooperate, get involved in community activities, stay informed, vote, be a good neighbor, volunteer. Yes, character indeed counts in Iowa. We are building a legacy. Thank you.
Just go ahead and stay here a moment. I'm going to say a few closing words.
Okay.
It is a well-deserved honor, and it is a humbling honor. I do bring greetings to all of you and encouragement from Governor Ray, who I spoke with today and was not able to be with us, and is working to coordinate a time with Jim and Rosie and their children that we can celebrate together with them appropriately. And I know that Jim and Rosie and the family will appreciate that. I would also like to have you acknowledge and thank Brooke and the team from KDSM Fox 17, who with their partnership produced every one of those videos that we will be seeing not only on our social media, but all of you that are recipients. Please join me in welcoming and thanking Brooke and their team. And as Jim challenged you to think of the 6 pillars, I have 2 challenges for you in closing. One, if you just think for a moment about the people in our lives, the people that are special, the people that we could identify, whose character we admire, wouldn't it be wonderful to have them sitting next to us tonight, knowing that they'd been nominated or honored for their great character? I invite you to think of those people and get involved with the nomination process that will open this fall for the Iowa Character Awards in 2015. I also want to congratulate all of our award recipients and nominees. I know many of you drove a long way to be here this evening, a beautiful Iowa evening. I want to thank you for joining us to recognize the positive qualities of all Iowans and to celebrate character in Iowa. And this is my challenge. Remember this: one person who leads with knowledge, passion, and a sense of what should be can make possible a future whose benefits are felt immediately by a handful of people and possibly by hundreds of thousands for generations to come. We have witnessed those people tonight, and my challenge is this. I encourage each of you and me to be that one person. Thanks again for coming. We look forward to seeing you next year, and bless you in your travels on the way home. Have a great evening.